I think we're live. We live, everyone? Yes, we are. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful January 31st, 2024. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal day, night, afternoon, midnight, wherever you're in the world. I'm certainly having a great day myself. And today we have a lot to talk about. Of course, we have longer streams now, so that means we're going to get through more subjects. But today I wanted to focus heavily on the brand new polling data that was just released from, I believe it was Morning Consult. Yeah. Because this poll today, which, funny enough, everyone's denying as it's a fake poll, blah, blah, blah. If this poll is anywhere accurate, we're not just going to look at the top line. We're going to look at what the poll says in the internals. If this poll is anywhere correct, this would be a massive deal for Trump. Now, before we continue with today's stream, I hope you enjoy these type of streams. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, subscribe, share with your friends, excuse me, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. And of course, like usual, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, or whatever, or just want to support the channel even further, the best way to send a super chat via, well, the chat. Again, I'll try to read through as much of chat as possible, but super chat's the best way to get your answers, your questions answered. Also, best way to support the daily content. So I hope and recommend you guys just send whatever you got. Alright, everybody. Again, I'll try to read through all of the chat, but usually super chat's the best way to do it. Yeah, Rap Belch, excuse me. Sorry about that. Meant to mute myself there, but that's my bad. Alright, so we have a lot to talk about today. We got Teamsters Union potentially endorsing Trump. We have stuff with the Louisiana maps, and of course we got this brand new poll from Morning Consult. Now, let's be 100% clear. We're not going to look at that Quinnipiac poll. Want to know why? That poll, just look at the basic demographics. They claim freaking Hispanics are voting for Trump, but whites are only like barely Republican. It's like, what? Listen, if Trump is winning Hispanics, he's 100% winning the popular vote. So we're just going to ignore that poll because that poll is just a flat out outlier. It's far more just egregious than what Morning Consult came up with. And again, I am not saying Morning Consult's 100% right here. I'm not even saying that this poll will happen. But when you delve into what the poll is finding, there is some concern for Biden this year. But let's get right into it. Alright, Rap, did you see Stacey Abrams' amazing turnout machine is in free fall? Yeah. There goes Georgia. That was a 4-year run they had. Now it's kind of falling apart at the seams. Alright. President Biden looks increasingly vulnerable on the issue that has been the focus of former President Trump's entire political career. The percentage of voters who said immigration was the single most important issue to them in November went up 6 of the 7 swing states polled in a new Bloomberg News Morning Consult survey. Yeah, they polled the swing states here. Not just, what Quinnipiac do was a national poll, and let's face it, that poll was garbage. They actually polled each state like Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, etc. And 6 of the 7, immigration increased as the most important issue since November. That is a disaster for Biden. I don't care what the top line says. When you see these numbers on immigration, when that's going to be the #1 issue outside of the economy for this cycle, this is absolutely pathetic for Biden. This is going to end horribly if this keeps up, which, again, we're only in January, soon to be February. Things could change, but look at some of these numbers. 61% of those voters in those states say Biden is at least somewhat responsible for the wave of migration on the U.S.-Mexico border. On the same question, 30% blame the Trump administration, and 38% blame congressional Republicans. So, this cope that Democrats are trying to use that, Trump caused the crisis and the Republicans also didn't do anything about it. Well, look at that. 61% of these swing state voters are blaming Biden, while only 30 blame Trump and 38% blame congressional Republicans. That's a disaster. Charlie Howard for 5. We need to figure out which North Carolina 13th, we need to figure out which North Carolina 13th GOP candidate is the most America first. We will have a stream on that eventually, because the North Carolina races are a shit show, but North Carolina 13th, I just don't know enough to decide who to support there. I've done some research, but so far not enough. Have you heard Biden saying he's actually strong at the border? Yeah, that's the cope here. They're trying to make it sound like, no, Trump caused the crisis and the Republicans in Congress. When even more, most people think, no, the people in Congress didn't cause this. You're not in a good situation. Voters in those states say they trust Trump over Biden on immigration 52 to 30%. The 22 percentage point margin is up 5 points since the last poll in December. And remember, this is Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. So just some of the states that will decide the election. Just a couple of them. This is absolutely significant that Trump is up this much on what will be the most important issue outside of the economy. I mean, chat, which issues will be more important? I should actually pull this right now. Let's see here. Which issue will be more important? Immigration or the economy? Because I think for sure immigration's number 2. But I don't know. Hold on, there we go. I just have this feeling that's going to be immigration, number 1. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Horizons Bear for $5.50. The Fulton mugshot has helped Trump in Georgia. There's a theory to that, which is crazy to say, but I guess it's possible. Which issue would be more important? Yeah, so majority of people are saying the economy. I'm conflicted on that one. I mean, crime is going to be up there too, but yeah, I guess it depends where you live. Like, Wisconsin really doesn't have that big of a, well, there was that big scandal a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago, with the illegal immigrants, but I think it does depend on the state, but I think in general, that's what I'm asking. I don't know. If Chicago's getting worried about it, then maybe it's immigration. I don't know. Both very important, but economy is more so. Yeah, I think I agree with that. All right, so it's 50-50. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But either way, those are two issues that are horrific for Biden. Ask how they would vote for in the election if the election were held today in a one-on-one matchup. Biden trails Trump by an average of 48% to 42% across the 7 states, which resembles other polls showing Biden lagging Trump in the key states. The economy remained the most important issue in every state, but 51% said they trusted Trump to manage the economy, compared to 33% for Biden. He's done. I mean, Trump is winning immigration, which it's going to be the number 2 issue. Crime is number 3. Fine. All right. It's going to be one of these 3 issues: the economy, crime, or immigration. For sure, top 3. Trump is winning immigration by 22. He's winning the economy by 18. This is an absolute disaster. And let me pull up the state-by-state results for the same poll to demonstrate, hey, this is not just one state that has Trump up by like 20. It's a consistent trend. All right, here it is. Look at this. Does this look like a fluke to you? Arizona, he's up by 3. He's at 47%. Georgia, 49%, up by 8. Michigan, up by 5 at 47%. Nevada, 48%. North Carolina, and also up by 8. North Carolina, he's up by 10 at 49%. Pennsylvania, 48%, up by 3. Wisconsin, 49%, up by 5. Look at this. How is Trump only winning immigration by 22? Because partisan Democrats hate Orange Man. That's why. But look at this. Just look at this. I mean, his lowest margin, or I should say his lowest vote share, is Arizona at 47%. Across the board, he's consistently at 48%, 49, 48, 49, 47 here and there. But he's crushing Biden in every state. Dustin Carter for 2. Georgia Republicans putting Democrat DA Fani under investigation. I heard about that, but I don't know exactly what happened. I know there's some corruption stuff, but is anyone surprised by that? Like, honestly? Why is the text included in the graphic? Because it's not really a swing state. What timeline are we in to have polling this good? A very bizarre one. One that people realized, okay, I may not like Trump, but he's right. He's right. But just look at this. Every single state. And his numbers have gone up. Since, funny enough, since December, November. It's been going upwards. So, I don't know what's happening. And these polls are just out. This isn't like Quinnipiac, which, let's face it, that poll is bullshit. They had Trump losing every age group. But Nikki Haley won every age group except seniors? Like, wait a minute. That doesn't make much sense, but alright, whatever. Voters were largely down on the economy as a whole, but were significantly more positive in their economic outlook when asked about their own states and communities. Only 29% of voters in the poll said the U.S. economy was on the right direction, but 52% said the economy was on the right direction in their city or town, which they could credit Biden for by November, which I don't get that. That doesn't make much sense. How does 29% say the U.S. economy sucks, but 52% say the economy in their own town is fine? You know, it's stuff like this where some polling on the economy I do question at times, but like, this here should make people like wonder, like, what? What do you mean that 29% say the economy sucks, but a majority say it's on the right direction in their own city? What? Anyone have an explanation for this? I'm actually intrigued. Trump landslide. I wouldn't go that far yet. People are always more optimistic about their own economy. I guess that makes sense. I mean, they're like, yeah, so everyone else's economy stinks, but I think we're doing all right in my local town or city. I guess that does make sense, you know? It looks like people in my community are doing good enough. I guess, like, some cities, like, just for example, Milwaukee. I don't think they're getting hit that hard, so maybe it's just voters saying the economy in general sucks, but around me, it's not the worst. Okay, that does make a little bit of sense. Right. That actually is fascinating. I mean, but usually it's like, okay, you don't have that big of a gap, but when you think about it, yeah, it does make a little bit of sense. All right. So overall, I do think these numbers are just pathetic for Biden. I mean, put it this way. Just an example, if the polling is correct for Morning Consult, again, we're not going to do a Red Eagle and people are going to mislead people about what I said. Again, like Red Eagle said, that was an optimistic prediction. This isn't a prediction. This is, hey, if the polling is correct with Morning Consult, not an official prediction. I mean, just look at this. I forgot to mark Florida, but look. Without even having Texas, according to Morning Consult, he would win. With Texas, he gets 312. That's a pretty big deal. That Trump is winning without Texas. According to Morning Consult, not that's not my prediction. But this is fascinating where he's just doing this good in the swing states. What is it? I mean, I have no clue what's happening here. I always thought, okay, 1 to 2 points in most of these states, fine. But 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? You know, are we just experiencing a new realignment where voters are finally realizing, hey, you know what? The Trump guy wasn't that bad. But, I mean, it's just so bizarre. I mean, he's winning every state by this much? I don't know. This may be a hot take, but I think Virginia will be closer than New Hampshire. I actually agree with that. New Hampshire's going to be like, it's going to stagnate. It's not going to swing either way. I think Virginia does, though. So, yeah. Something tells me New York is the new Texas. I wouldn't go that far, but I guess it's possible. If Trump continuously gets over 50% of all the polls, then it would be nuts. Yeah, I mean, he's already at 49%. Yeah, and like someone is saying, this isn't including Virginia, Minnesota. If Trump is up this much in North Carolina and Georgia, what do you think's happening in Virginia? All right. Likely a Trump realignment. Which, that's another thing where people are saying down ballot Republicans are crapping the bed right now. Which they are. They're not getting these same voters like Trump is. You're not getting the Snoop Dogg's of the world saying, yeah, I'm a Republican now, when he said he just praised Trump. He's not praising the GOP. That is a theory that I do think there's some truth to it, where, hey, some of these voters, they're going to vote for Trump up ballot, but not necessarily vote for Republicans at large enough numbers. Will Trump win suburban votes? You know, this is something I've always wanted to talk about on stream, because I'm getting sick and tired of this narrative. Before we get back to the VRA stuff, there was a lawsuit filed today. I am getting sick and tired of these people saying, Trump has costed us the suburbs. All right, let's fact check this for a second. Let's just go to, say, Texas. Okay. The Dallas area has become more Democrat, especially Denton, Collin, Tarrant, etc. Yes, these are suburban counties that have shifted Democrat. But people forget suburbs like this, and especially Atlanta, they were shifting Democrat far before Trump. So, without Trump, it would still be Democrat. You know, Trump just accelerated the trends. And say Texas, for example, I mean, yeah, he did lose the suburbs in, say, Tarrant, Denton, Collin, but any Republican was going to lose those counties eventually. But one thing people don't talk about, they always talk about the Sunbelt suburbs. Arizona, Georgia, Texas. That's the only time they talk about the suburbs. Let's go to frickin' Ohio. Yeah, Trump surely costed us suburbs in Cleveland. Let me pull up the 2012 map. Hold up. Let me just pull up this map here. 2012, New York Times, Ohio. Well, look at this. Lorain County, Obama plus 15. Was Trump plus 2. Look at Lake County, Trump plus 14. Romney plus 2. Yes, there are suburban counties, especially in the Sun Belt, that did shift heavy Democrat under Trump, even though those trends were happening beforehand. The difference no one talks about is Trump is doing a lot better in the suburbs in, say, Cleveland, in Pittsburgh. I mean, look at Westmoreland. Trump won it by 30. Look at this. Romney won by 24. Look at Washington. Romney plus 14, Trump plus 22. I can keep going on. Listen, you could say the suburbs became more Democrat under Trump, yes. But you cannot just leave out, oh, Trump costed us the suburbs. No. They were shifting Democrat far before him, and they were going to shift no matter what. I'm not saying that Trump's going to magically win the suburbs back, but they were shifting. It's factual. Look up the suburban margins before Bush and then Romney. These areas were shifting Democrat way before. And the suburbs that Trump does better in, no one talks about. A glitch EV for 5. I'm not shocked by it when we have a direct comparison between the Trump and Biden presidencies. Which, yeah. A lot of voters are realizing, hey, Orange Man may not be that bad. And again, it's just a couple examples, but I'm not saying every suburb is shifting Democrat, which is a myth. Neither am I saying every suburb is shifting Republican. It's just you're seeing a realignment of mostly Sunbelt suburbs shifting Democrat. But you have suburbs in, say, even Wisconsin. Look at Kelmont. Trump won by 20? Just go over here. Just go this. Romney won by 12. This is part of the Bow counties. Look at Winnebago. Oh, Romney lost it by 4. Trump won it by 4. There are more suburban areas that Trump does better than certain Republicans. That doesn't mean everywhere, but yeah. Duster Carter for 2. Need to consider Atlanta suburbs are reaching a ceiling. You know, I think Herschel Walker 2022 was the ceiling for Democrats here. Because, I don't know. But it is scary that these areas are what? D plus 20? I don't know. ZR for 2. Texas suburbs are starting to revert. You are seeing some of that, I guess. The problem is that just a temporary thing? Like backlash against Biden? Or is that like a real thing? Like, I highly doubt we ever get like Tarrant R plus 20 again. But I could see Tarrant being like R plus 4, R plus 3. It's possible. In 2014, the last pre-Trump election, the GOP dominated the suburbs across the board. It was a 2% turnout election. You cannot use low turnout midterms to have 10 people vote as solution. Yay! Republicans used to do great in 1% turnout elections. Now Democrats do good in them. But then anyone else vote, Republicans get crushed. I mean, I don't get why people use 2014. Nobody voted. That electorate was so Republican. Of course they won the suburbs. Congratulations. Plus, these same suburbs you're talking about then, they're not the same as they are now. Back then, even just 10 years ago, they were more white. It's just factual. You can't deny that. Just look at the Atlanta suburbs. Some of those counties, they used to be like 80% white just a couple decades ago. Duster Carter for 2. Republicans still healthily growing in central Georgia / the Black Belt. Yeah, there is room to grow in the Black Belt, but I don't know how much you can grow. There's not a lot of votes here, but when you're in a state that's decided by 10,000 votes, they do matter. But I do wonder how many more votes are there to gain. Yeah, Trump was the first Republican to win Suffolk, New York. Yeah, nobody talks about that one. There are suburban, exurban counties that Trump just does better than other Republicans in. There are some he does far worse in. Fine. All right. So, with that out of the way, I just want to do a segue to the suburban stuff. I'm getting sick of that narrative. Trump didn't cause the blue wave in the suburbs. It was happening before him. And it's going to happen no matter what happens. We are seeing some kind of reversion back to the mean. Now, speaking of the Sun Belt, or I should say not the Sun Belt, speaking of, how do I phrase this? Speaking of redistricting, I should say, there was a new lawsuit filed in Louisiana. Everyone, look at this. 12 white voters filed a lawsuit in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Louisiana, arguing the state's new congressional map is racially gerrymandered. The Western is considered the most conservative of Louisiana's federal circuit courts. Yep. I've lived in suburban Dallas since the 80s. It hasn't changed that much. You're full of it. Go look up the demographics of Dallas in 1980 versus today. If you think there's no change, you're just delusional. But look at this. This is a lawsuit from voters in Louisiana. They're saying, hey, this new gerrymander they pulled up is illegal. It's racially gerrymandered. Thank you, by the way, for finally decided to say, hey, you cannot just gerrymander based on race. It doesn't matter if the district is majority white, black, who freaking cares? It should not be used as a racial gerrymander. Horizons bear for 2. I hope the suburbs become slums. Some of them are. But I think a lot of these voters are starting to realize they did make a mistake with not voting Trump. But who knows? But this is a lawsuit that was filed in Louisiana. And they brought up some damn good points. You know, just look at this district. What is this? And I do wonder how much of this map was, and I know that sounds crazy, I'm not saying that it was 100% a 4D chess move, but was there some planning here to purposely make this map as egregious as possible? To give some lawsuits credibility? Hey, listen, if this was some kind of 7D chess move where Landry knew, hey, if we give them exactly what they want, but make it so egregious, we could get a lawsuit like there was in the 90s. I mean, look at this. This is considered a fair map to Democrats. They drew it. I'm starting to wonder. Did they purposely draw this bad? Where it's like, yeah, we're going to draw as exactly what you wanted. But we're going to use the precedent from 96? There was a lawsuit in the 90s, Hayes versus Louisiana. I believe that's what it was. The exact same thing happened. And they overturned that map for the same exact reason. I think he just didn't like Garrett Graves. That could be a 2, but I really hope this was some 70 chess move where, yeah, hey, don't look at us. The Democrats wanted this map. Hey, but don't look at me. North Carolina in the 90s, in the 2000s is far worse, but that is awful. Yeah. But it's like, you look at this, it just shows you how absurd you have to make some of these maps just to get what Democrats want. I mean, if this gets struck down, it would be before the election. So there is a possibility, hey, Democrats should not celebrate too early. And where's Alabama with their lawsuits? I'm still waiting. Just use the same argument that, hey, this is a racial gerrymander and therefore it's illegal. I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping that there is some movement here that maybe they overturn this map, because who in their right minds think this is a good idea? I mean, honestly, who thinks that's a fair map? Let's see here. Granted the population boom, but demographic and racial ratios have not changed that much. Oh, okay. You know what? Just everyone, you want to point a laugh at someone? Let's just look at Collin County. Collin County, Texas. Let's go to the Wikipedia page. Alright. Okay. A glitchy EV for 5. What do you think the Democrats' floor is in the Texas Panhandle? I think they kind of reached it. Yeah, so, okay, I went to the Wikipedia page of Collin County, Texas. This guy is saying, no, North Dallas hasn't changed at all. So Collin County is north of Dallas. All right? This is just from 2010 to 2020. In 2010, it was 63% white. In 2020, it was 50% white. Asia went from 11 to 17%. If you're denying that this demographics haven't changed, you're delusional. And look at that. Go right here. Just go to right here. Collin, Romney plus 22, Trump plus 4. You can look at basically the entire swing came just from demographics. Look at this. And you're going to deny that the demographics of Texas haven't changed. Are you nuts? I mean, gosh, I didn't realize it was this bad. You drop down just that much in what, 10 years? What was in 1980? It probably says somewhere what it was, but dear Lord, how people could deny that, I don't get. They could just deny, no, there's no demographic changes, or what are you talking about? It's a conspiracy theory. Alright. CP has lost what little credibility they had left when they didn't file lawsuits. Oblivion on Nevada and Colorado's. Yeah. Man brought receipts. Well, I mean, you can't just say, oh, I lived in Dallas for 50 years and it hasn't changed one bit. That's a suburban part of Dallas. If you think nothing's changed, you're nuts. Alright. So, we kind of got out of the 2024 Trump stuff. We got done with redistricting. There was significant news today. And this is related to 2022, but if this actually happens, this could be absolutely monumental. Trump met with Teamsters I think it was today. Was it today? Yeah, I think it was today. And there is a possibility that Trump could get the endorsement of Teamsters, a very significant union that usually endorses Democrats. Listen, I'm not saying it's going to happen. The fact that Teamsters has yet to endorse Biden, and they're actually listening to Trump, that's a good sign. And for those that don't know what Teamsters is, I'll pull up the wiki page because I believe it is yeah, so I gotta find it. Yeah, so gotta find it. I honestly don't know who's in Teamsters exactly. It's one of the biggest unions, that's all I know. I can't find I gotta find the article, but I remember correctly, it was like some factory workers, I remember. But either way, alright. Back to that, I'll find the article later. Okay, so Teamsters is one of the biggest unions in America. The last time they endorsed Republican was like frickin' I think it was 80 or something. I think they supported Reagan, and that was about it. Of course they supported Reagan, but, well, this might be the first time since the 80s Trump could get the endorsement of Teamsters. Former President Donald Trump met with leaders of the Teamsters Union in Washington Wednesday as he tried to chip away at Biden's organized labor support heading to a likely general election rematch. Trump participated in a roundtable at the union's executive board, its president and members, as he works to win over the blue-collar voters who helped fuel his 2016 victory and were expected to play a major role in November, particularly in critical Midwestern states like Wisconsin and Michigan. Speaking to reporters after what he called a very productive meeting, Trump acknowledged the union typically backs Democrats, but said of a possible endorsement, stranger things have happened. So, this is Trump's strategy, which I think is genius. The problem for Democrats in recent years have been these blue-collar voters in, say, Michigan, say, Wisconsin. So, these voters, they still vote Democrat. At least Democrat enough, where it prevents a Republican from winning, say, Wisconsin or Michigan. So Trump's strategy is, look, I won these voters back in 2016, but if I could win just a few more of them, I got this in the bag. And that's a strategy. Target Teamsters after the other bozos fell through. Which union was it again? I should know this. UAW, yeah. UAW, after they just admitted, yeah, so our union, our people in the union are going to vote for Trump, but we're going to endorse Biden despite Trump. It's like, really? Charlie Howard for 2. Will Trump flip back New Hanover County, North Carolina? I honestly don't know. It's possible, I guess. Ben Sinix for 5. According to a site called USA Facts, whites went from 78%, or let's just say 80% in 1980 to 65.5% in 2022 in Dallas County. Black population has risen from 1.6% to 10.6%. Yeah, if you just deny that, like, oh no, that's not what I meant, whatever. Whatever. You can't deny that demographics did not play at least a large part, if not the entire reason, for the swings. Alright, let's get back to this. Usually a Republican wouldn't get that endorsement, he said. But in my case, it's different because I've employed thousands of Teamsters, and I thought we should come over and pay our respects. Which I think is very smart. And it seems like Teamsters is being serious, not like freaking the UAW where, yeah, so our people want us to back Trump, but, because they're going to vote for Trump, but we're going to support Biden. Which, again, should tell you everything about some of these unions. I support unions, but if you're just going to say F your membership, it's like, really? I don't think it's a smart idea, but I guess it's possible. Union members tend to vote Democratic, with 56% of members in households backing Biden in 2020, according to AP Votecast. And Biden's already received significant organized labor backing with early endorsements from the AFL-CIO, and others. But Trump is hoping to cut into the support as he casts himself as a pro-worker and tries to exacerbate divisions between union leaders and some rank-and-file members. He has. He is the best Republican with union voters since Ronald Reagan in 1984, even 1980. I mean, why would people want to go against getting union support? You don't have to, like, shill for them, like, shill for the big unions, but just be pro-worker. And these voters are willing to listen. They're willing to say, hey, if you're going to represent me, I will vote for you. And Trump's the first Republican to say that. First Republican. I mean, when was the last time you had a Republican president be, I'm just going to say, pro-union? Okay, not pro-union, but like, he's not openly hostile to them. Overall, it's a big deal that they're even considering backing him. Even 10 years ago, they would have said, hell no. We're going to support the Democrat no matter who. But the fact they have to give it a second thought should make you really wonder how much support is Trump getting with these union households, which is significant in Michigan. All right. Nicholas Hausman for 5. Teamsters are currently trying to organize FedEx aircraft mechanics. Union over non-union. Screw at will employment. So, yeah, okay, I know they were involved with FedEx, but I don't know. My opinion on union stuff, that's a bit, oof. That's a tricky one. Again, I support right to work. Just, that should be the law of the land. But that doesn't mean I'm anti-union. I'm just saying that that's just common sense to me. Well, the only wealthy suburb that Trump has seemed to do better in is western Los Angeles, Santa Monica. Hold on, what? Beverly Hills. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, there are some suburbs Trump does better in, but people don't talk about that. They just say, oh, well, look at Philly. They'll look at freaking Texas with Dallas. Would you rather lose with Trump than win with Haley? I would. Yes. Because a win with Haley is just a Democrat. You just go back to Bush 04. It's a terrible idea to go with Haley. You're just going back 20 years. Not even as conservative, just a pure liberal. Sean Fain doesn't understand this or have a clue. Trump wrote on his Truth Social network. Get rid of his dope and vote for Donald John Trump. I will bring back the automobile industry back to our country. He's talking about the UAW. Listen, Sean Fain, I don't know what he's doing. He went on Fox News and said, yeah, so our union members are going to vote for Trump. So we are going to endorse Biden. Even though we know that our people support Trump, we're going to endorse him. It's just like unions like that should make you really wonder the point of them. And I support unions, but really? That's your strategy? Piss off the people that actually work for you? Dems' climate policies will eliminate a lot of Michigan auto jobs. The union workers won't even have a job if Dems win. Yeah, that's why a lot are going to vote for Biden. Or not Biden, Trump. Trump aides before Wednesday's meeting said the fact that it was taking place was a win-in and of itself. For the first time, the union has been holding a series of roundtable discussions with candidates from both parties as it weighs its decision, expected following the summer party conventions. Our members want to hear from all candidates of both parties about what they plan to do for working people as president. Teamsters President Sean O'Brien has said in a statement, "Our union wants every candidate to know that there are 1.3 million Teamsters nationwide whose votes will not be taken for granted. Workers' voices must be heard." This is a very big deal. You don't hear this stuff from, someone that's head of a union. This is someone that you really think there's a possibility of it happening. O'Brien later described the conversation with Trump as pleasant and direct, but said the union was a long way from making a decision. He said it has an additional question for Trump and Biden, who has yet to have a similar meeting. He said the Teamsters will poll members over the coming weeks. So, if Trump gets the endorsement of Teamsters, you know what that means? Even before the endorsement, the vast majority of Teamsters back Trump. I mean, can you just imagine that for a second? If, he already got the support of these workers before the endorsement? If he gets the endorsement, what percent of Teamsters does he get? That's 1.3 million people. He acknowledged that Trump has the support of many members. There's no doubt about it, he said. There is union support for President Trump. And there's always union support for President Biden. But even as he praised Biden's record, he added, "What you've done in the past doesn't guarantee your future with us. We want to know what you're going to do for our members moving forward." This is called having a brain and willing to listen to every possible option. Not just, a union has supported Democrat for 120 years, so we must continue supporting Democrats no matter what. I'm glad there are some unions out there that are willing to say, hey, if there's even an alternative, let's hear it. It may not happen, but if there's a possibility of it. Trump's appeal to many union members will also help him in Illinois. It may make it within 12, but I don't see it being within 5 or something crazy. McCain made a poor VP choice of pay. Okay, you're full of it. There was many studies done, and you can just look at the precinct results. Sarah Palin is the only reason John McCain won Missouri. She actually got Republican voters out to vote for the guy. They like Palin, not so much for McCain. I shouldn't even say Republicans, just conservatives. They were not a big fan of John McCain. They went out and voted for Palin. If Trump wins, will he carry down ballot Republicans like in 2016, or have they dissed themselves too much? I think if he wins, they keep the Senate, or they keep the House and gain the Senate, but it's gonna be small majorities because they're just incompetent. Palin isn't liked anymore. Well, yeah, but 2008 she was loved in the Republican Party. That helps with the congressional races. If Trump gets within 10 in Illinois, there are 5 potential flips. I wouldn't say 5, but maybe 2 or 3. Biden has long billed himself as the most labor-friendly president in history, and went so far as to turn up on a picket light in the Detroit area during the auto workers' strike last fall. So yeah, Biden's entire strategy is, I'm Scranton Joe. Vote for me. I'm a totally pro-union guy. Sure, you might be a fan of the unions, but your policies are not necessarily helping these people. I mean, just because you quote-unquote support the unions, do you really think that your policies are helping them? When everyone knows, hey, if your climate crap is put through, so many people are going to lose their jobs in Detroit. Just one state alone with the auto workers. Almost like USA doesn't want useless neocon like McCain. Well, yeah, and that was just a bad environment. Just McCain was a bad candidate. Earlier this month, the Teamsters O'Brien met privately with Trump at his Mar-a-Lago club, where the two discussed issues including right-to-work laws that allow those at unionized workplaces to opt out of paying dues and fees. They also posed for a side-by-side photo, both flashing thumbs-up signs that Trump posted online. So it does seem like that this guy O'Brien does at least respect Trump enough to listen to him, which I'll give him credit for. For being a union like Teamsters, usually these people are just hacks where, no, we're orange man bad, we must support Biden for no reason other than orange man bad. 5 seats, Democrats won by less than 10. Well, the problem with that is, that was at a midterm, and midterm's a little bit different. Dusher Carter for 2. What if Trump picked W as VP then resigned? That'd be painful. If W ever became president again, which, let's face it, that would never happen, we would have, like, absolute pain for 4 years. Can you just imagine for a second that, hey, George Bush is back as president? There's no way that happens, but that would be kind of funny, but also pathetic. Yeah, I think war with Russia would start in like 5 years. If not even 5 years, like 5 minutes. I actually don't think congressional Republicans will underperform Trump that much. I think they will underperform, but I don't know. Republicans should at least hear unions out. If their demands are ridiculous, then turn them down, but don't be hostile towards them from the very start. Yeah. Listen, there are some unions that are just bad faith negotiators, but if they're willing to give you an opportunity, take it. Listen to them. Talk with them. Work out a deal. Hot take, Republicans should start taking a pro-union approach instead of shilling for big corporations. Well, again, I'm kind of in the middle. I hate using centrist, but I guess I'm a kind of a centrist on this issue, where I'm pro-union, but it cannot be like what the UAW is doing, where, oh, our members are going to vote for Trump, but endorse Biden. Huh? I don't get it. Then there are teacher unions that are just Democrats. Yeah, I don't think public unions should exist. It's a bad idea. Horrible idea. Teacher unions have way too much power. Just look up Wisconsin before Scott Walker was in. You want to see corruption? Well, the teacher unions were doing back in Wisconsin in 2008, 2009, effectively was money laundering to Democrats. Tens of millions of dollars disappearing to these unions that, oh, ends up at the doorstep of Democrats in Wisconsin. I wonder what happened there. It's a bunch of corruption. It's a scam. But Scott Walker, he went in there and fixed it. Why do you think they were so crazy? Not because the teacher unions were hurting and, oh, so many poor teachers. That's not what happened. They were mad they couldn't money launder anymore. That's what really happened. And they tried to recall him and it backfired because most people agreed with them. That, hey, this is stupid. Why are we letting these unions have this much control? There needs to be some kind of restriction on it. H.W. Bush right now. No, he's dead. All right. So overall, the Teamsters stuff, I think it could happen. Chad, how likely do you think it's going to be if Trump gets this endorsement? There's got to be, like, at least some kind of possibility, right? And also, how big of an impact would it be? I mean, they've endorsed Republicans, like, once. If Trump gets the endorsement, I think it's significant that they're even considering, but, hey, get the endorsement and maybe a good sign of things to come. Be pro-worker, not pro-unions. Be pro-business, not pro-big corporations. Yeah. 199% he wins of endorsement. I agree. If he gets the endorsement, he wins. At that point, he just wins. Easy. 45%. Yeah, I think it's 50-50. Walker won bigger in the recall than the previous general. Yeah. Well, people agree with him. It's like, what the hell are we doing? Why the hell are we having this freaking... The teacher unions control everything? Why? People are pissed off at the fact that they even had a recall. I mean, for crying out loud, usually when you're recalled, you do worse. Historically, at least. He's the first governor to survive a recall election. I think Gavin Newsom was second. Right? It was Walker first and Gavin Newsom second. What do you think we'd hear about a Teamsters endorsement? Probably in July or August. Right around the conventions. Which makes sense. Don't be like the UAW where, yeah, we're going to endorse right after the New Hampshire primary. At that point, you knew you were going to endorse a Democrat. Why even spend time even considering or pretending to consider Trump? It will probably be around the conventions on both sides. Hey, Rapper, are these 2-hour streams training for the wait on Nevada results next week? Basically. I mean, kind of, but it's still pathetic that we're even talking like that. I mean, why wait 5 hours for one poll to close? Like, that's absolutely stupid. Let's see. Hey, Rap, are there... Oh, I've read that. Would Scott Walker run for Wisconsin governor? No. He's not running again. Would be funny, but he's just not. He's too busy right now. Too busy with his organization. Trump should consider having the Teamsters union boss as VP. That's pushing it, but I mean, he should try to do something in good faith, maybe. Why did Scott Walker lose in 2018? Anyways, all right. I have some opinions on that one, but listen. I'm gonna say it's Milwaukee. I'm not alleging anything, but hey, the same thing happened in 2020. I'm just not alleging anything, but anyways. And the turnout in the recall, 2012 recall was 8% higher than in 2010. Really? Yes. Yes, really. Really? It was higher turnout? That's actually surprising. Scott Walker may be in the cabinet. No. Share with us. Cough, cough. That's all I gotta say. It's the same crap. That's all I'm gonna say. It's Milwaukee. I'm not even alleging anything. That's what happened. At the 11th hour, when Walker's up by a decent amount, Milwaukee came in with just enough to help Evers. So, not even alleging anything. I'm just saying it's always Milwaukee. They always wait. They always have enough. Always have enough. Again, it's not. I'm not even alleging anything. Walker did lose, obviously, but it's just pathetic. It's always one city that does that. Every state has one. Obviously, everyone knows Illinois is Chicago. You have Detroit and Michigan, Philly and Pennsylvania, Milwaukee with Wisconsin. So, New York with obviously New York. Yeah. Before Ron DeSantis, it was always freaking. Was it Palm Beach? Was it? Yeah, it was Palm Beach. I think in Florida. It was either Palm Beach or Miami. Rap, who runs for Wisconsin governor 2026? Don't know yet. Haven't heard anything on that front. Fairfax, yeah. Yeah, then, was there a couple years ago where, the guy admitted on Fox News about Fairfax? Oh, man. No. Yeah, for who's to run for governor of Wisconsin, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be like, not Voss, but probably the state senate president. Maybe. There are good candidates, but I don't think they're gonna, well, actually Tiffany. Now I think about, yeah, it's Tom Tiffany. He's running. I think. The turnout in 2010 was 49%. 2012 recall was 57%. That's crazy. How? I mean, really? I think it's Tom Tiffany. What about Fairfax? Like I said, there's always one city in each state that, anyways, when it comes to election stuff. I'm not even alleging anything. It's always Fairfax in Virginia. It happened in 2021. Youngkin won. Again, I don't allege anything when I say that. More immigration means less of a bargaining power the union workers have. Only Trump's policies can save the union workers now. Possibly. Does Evers try a third term or no? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Beto's a clown. Real. Alright. Back to the stream. Just kind of a quick break on the stream stuff. So there is news out of Arizona. This, not good news. You know, I usually try to report optimistic stuff, but, yeah. This ain't good for, say, Carrie Lake. Kyrsten Sinema's fundraising slows as she weighs re-election bid. You know what that probably means. There's a good opportunity that she doesn't run. Let's see here. Stephen Howard for 5. What do you rate the Ohio Senate as with Moreno's nominee? What about LaRose? Moreno is like lean Republican and LaRose is lean Republican. Except for Dolan, it's lean Republican. Dolan makes it closer, in my opinion. Yeah, so this is not good for Carrie Lake in Arizona. I mean, the problem with Lake is, I think she has a high floor, but she needs Sinema to run. She could still win, absolutely, but it makes, in my opinion, it made it easier for her to win if Sinema was running. Lake was attacking Sinema for being a partisan Dem. So she was trying to make it split the vote with Democrats, but now, yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Alright, let's get into it because this is not sounding good. Independent Senator Kyrsten Sinema's fundraising has slowed as she weighs running for re-election in Arizona. Sinema, who's in her first term, raised just $595,000 in the last 3 months of the year, a notable drop from the third fundraising quarter when she pulled in $800,000. Sinema's campaign fundraising dropped each quarter in 23, but she still has millions to spend on a potential re-election bid, having ended December with $10.6 million in her campaign account. A potential boon against competitors who raised significantly more money in the fourth quarter, but did not start the campaign with the same cash reserves as Sinema. I mean, look at this. Quarter 1, $2.1 million. Quarter 2, $1.6 million. Quarter 3, $800,000. Quarter 4, $600,000. So, yeah. She's raising less and less money. Usually when this happens, the guy or girl never runs. Because it just means they're not fundraising that good, or they're not really trying. Now they're like, we tested the waters, but not looking good. Which I think it makes sense because I still think that Sinema runs, but it does make a little bit of sense because let's face it. Sinema much rather have Gallego win. Can we stop pretending that she's a true independent? She would much rather have Gallego win. If she's hurting Gallego, she's not running. That's the fact here. Let's see here. We literally have several polls where Trump wins these states. Well, yeah. Hey, Rap, the recall made people so mad 8% more people showed up. Yeah, I guess that makes sense where it's like, oh yeah, you pissed us off with the stupid recall. We're going to vote against it. Alright. Gallego's at least as left-wing as Kerry is right-wing. Barring any stuff Tiger shenanigans, Kerry could totally still win, especially with better messaging than last time. Oh, she can. I'm not denying that she doesn't have a pathway. She has a serious path to victory. The problem is having Sinema run would have made this so much easier. Absolutely would have made this, bar I say, a cakewalk. If Sinema was taking a lot of Democrats, more than Republicans. Sinema does have time to make her decision. Arizona's filing deadline is not until April, but her opponents are already filling up their campaign coffers. Although they have yet to file their fundraising reports, Democratic Gallego campaign announced this month he raised 3.3 in the most recent fundraising quarter, and Republican Carrie Lake announced she raised 2.1 million. Politico reported. Just around half of Sinema's fourth quarter haul came from individual donors. The rest came from PACs and other fundraising committees, which that's also a sign maybe she's gonna run, but that her campaign is like, considering it. Because if she gets significant support from PACs, I don't know. The Doman Senate Campaign Committee for former Senator Rob Portman of Ohio and his affiliated PAC transferred a combined 9,000 to Sinema. What? Are you freaking kidding me? Rob Portman gave Sinema 9,000. Man, Rob Portman was such a great Republican, everyone. Thank God he's gone. Are you freaking kidding me? You're supporting her with 9,000. Yeah, I just can't believe that this is real. 9,000 for Rob Portman. Man, I love Republicans. Oh my goodness. You can't make this up. It's always Republican Party. You would never see a Democrat. Never support a quote-unquote independent here. Actually, there was a Democrat did support her, Sinema, but let's face it, Sinema's a Democrat. Just more moderate than Gallego. Rob Portman has supported both Vance and Sinema. Respectable bipartisan. Sinema spent almost $800,000 in the final 3 months of 2023. Security expenses made up a significant chunk, blah, blah, blah. As well as an additional $77,000 for a security vehicle at Scottsdale Chevy dealership. Sinema also spent $140,000 on a digital advertising, a retainer for a digital company, almost $36,000 on lodging, and $19,000 airfare. So, I don't know. It does look like that they're just testing the waters right now. Let's see if it's worth it. Man Milk for 2. How many McCucks in Arizona would really vote for far left Gallego? You know, with Sinema on the ballot, I think it's 0. I really think it's going to be like none. Because Sinema's the true independent unifier. She votes Democrat 98%, but she's a unifier. Oh, man. With Sinema in, Lake has a 40-ish% chance. Without it, it drops to 25-30. I kind of agree with that. Gallego actually represents Maricopa County well. At this point, let's see. Cringe, vile, leftist basket case, and more. Oh, man. Rap, can you talk about Moody's prediction of a narrow Biden victory? It's garbage. They have Trump barely winning Ohio, Iowa. He wins Arizona before North Carolina. It's like, what? Proposal to rename McCain Republicans and McCucks. There's a lot of them like that. There are quite a few that are like that for no reason. No reason at all. What is happening, chat? You guys claim law and order, but are supporting a guy with 91 felony charges. That doesn't mean if all the charges are BS, who freaking cares? John Fetterman will never switch. He's puppeted by his wife. Oh, should I bring up the wife stuff about Fetterman? So, I gotta look this up. There is a rumor that Fetterman and his wife have separated after his support for Israel, which, of all the things you could leave your husband for, that's your issue. Supposedly. Not saying 100%, but you leave your husband because he supports Israel? What? Arizona can't be that deranged to elect someone who isn't even open-minded over someone who's actually just going to solve the border issue. It's Arizona. I'm sorry with the Arizona electorate. They're just too many McCain nights. Too many McCain nights. It's just like these people, they don't care about issues. They just care about petty BS. But I don't get it. You guys call yourselves Law and Order and suppose Stalin's show trials. Yeah, it's like, oh yes, you must. If you're against the show trials, that makes you not Law and Order. What? Fetterman will get a loyal conservative. If Fetterman actually becomes a Republican because of that rumor, I'm gonna laugh. I mean, can you just imagine for a second if Fetterman, he became like a base Republican or something? If that's the entire reason, I'm just gonna laugh. He becomes like one of the most conservative guys in the Senate overnight. I don't know. Don't know, chat. Have you ever seen this George Santos v. Robert Zimmerman debate? No. Nope. Will Blake Masters win his primary against Abe Hamadeh? That was a tough one. He's fundraising really good. I mean, Hamadeh might be in trouble there. I don't know what he's doing, but he can't fundraise for the life of him. If it wasn't for that very sketchy super PAC of his, he would be getting wiped out. Masters is killing with fundraising. I really think he's learned, hey, this is how we got to campaign. I'm hoping Masters wins. I swear. If Hamadeh wins and he just turns into Marjorie Taylor Greene 2.0. Again, I'm fine with Hamadeh, but I just don't trust him. Remember the Colorado 4th debate? We're going to react to it. Probably April 1st. We're going to react to it. Oh, man. Fetterman's more conservative than Romney. I wouldn't go that far, but he's getting there. Slowly but surely, he's becoming better than Romney. Which is pathetic, but hey, that's what he is. Doesn't you be trying to bribe Carrie Lake? Horrible. How many is okay? He'd be like a B tier. I think like C tier. Yeah, Masters is 100% the guy to go with. I've endorsed him, you know. I hope he wins, but I don't know. There's got to be a way for him to pull it off. I'm hoping there is. Do you guys think there's any possibility of Masters winning? How likely, you think? Fetterman's a progressive. It doesn't matter if he's a Republican or a Democrat. Well, he's better on the issues than most Dems. So, yeah. Who's the best candidate in Colorado 4th? No one. They all suck. They all suck. Great news from Masters. Oh gosh, not that meme again. Arizona 8th is a crowded primary. That's the only way I could see Blake Masters making it through. You have some very bizarre six-way split in the vote. Listen, just get behind Masters. Because Abe Hamadeh, he's not pulling that high. Just saying. I can't see Masters overcoming the Trump endorsement. Yet again, Oz barely won the Pennsylvania primary with Trump's endorsement, so I guess it's possible. Well, the biggest question here is, can Masters, I think, has to get some of these people to drop out. Just get Ben Toma's endorsement. Just say, hey, support me to stop Hamadeh. Because Hamadeh, let's face it, that's not good. I just don't know why, but I have a feeling he's just Marjorie Taylor Greene too. Phantom Raider for 10. Hey, Rap. Just saw a vid with DeSantis proposing term limits at federal office. I'm asking, why is he even mentioning this? Because, you know, he's not running for president. Maybe he's prepping for 28. Speaking of DeSantis, which, before I forget, he is 100% running at 28. I guarantee it. If he doesn't run, I'll be shocked. But speaking of DeSantis, again, DeSantis more than likely running. But look at this. Headline from Politico. DeSantis super PAC quietly funneled money into anti-Trump group. Yeah. This was uploaded a day ago. Who's that quote, unquote, Republican from New York 3rd? She's like an elected bro's wet dream, more left than Democrat, anti-Trump, and diverse. Yeah, she get crushed. I think. Phantom Raider for 2. Forgot to put office holders. Sorry. So, yeah. I think it's running. But I support an age limit on that stuff. Term limits, I think just, it doesn't work. And then it's like, well, if someone's good, you want to keep them in there. I understand you want to make sure not some 90-year-old, like friggin' Feinstein doesn't know where she is. It's like, I don't think she should be running. But yeah, Ron DeSantis super PAC quietly funneled money to anti-Trump group. The chief group back in Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' presidential bid made a $2.75 million cash infusion to a pop-up super PAC right around the time that the group spent millions attacking former President Trump. The payments from the pro-DeSantis Never Back Down to Win It Back PAC, a group linked to Club for Growth, were revealed in the later group's filings with the FEC on Tuesday. Win It Back PAC spent more than $6.4 million on digital and TV ads over the summer opposing Trump. It also funded a field program and text messaging. Most of that money, more than $4.5 million, came directly from Club for Growth. So, yeah. This is the DeSantis campaign, everyone. I am so glad DeSantis has seemingly moved on from these bozos. Really? You're going to funnel money to another super PAC to oppose Trump. I don't even think DeSantis knew about this. So much for that narrative that, oh, well, you see, DeSantis never attacked Trump. We're trying to move on from Trump. Now, it's BS now. But, I mean, why? What was this campaign trying to do? I mean, you have to funnel money to a different super PAC to stop Orange Man? Let's see here. Oh, yeah, Rap. You heard about the incident that happened yesterday in Pennsylvania. Oh, okay. I don't know how to talk about this. Ooh, boy. Should I talk about it? Ooh, the Pennsylvania incident. Yeesh. Oh, okay. Disclaimer warning. I'm not going to show any video. I'm not going to talk about the exact details, but don't look it up. I saw the video for myself, and let's just say it's not good. Thankfully, YouTube took it down, but I don't care who you are. You don't do that to your own dad. I don't care that he's a federal agent. Who freaking cares if he's a federal employee? You don't do that. I'm not going to say what happened because I would get shit canned, but the guy is not MAGA. I'm sick and tired of the media trying to prop this up. And this is scary. It's like they want there be violence. They're like, see, the MAGA extremists are rising up. Quick, take arms to stop MAGA. Listen, look up. I'm not gonna actually don't look this up. But all I'm gonna say is every story related to this, every news outlet talking about this story. It's like, the MAGA extremists are finally rising. It's time for reaction. He's blah, blah, blah. Did he beat someone up? I wish he did. I wish he beat someone up. But it was a schizophrenic that is a quote-unquote MAGA person, even though there's Facebook posts to prove he hates Trump. Yeah. He supported Shapiro. He wants Trump in jail. And they're running saying, this is MAGA. Does the media not care? Like, hey, why the hell are you claiming, yeah, so this guy was a MAGA extremist. Look out for more of them. It is scary what the media outlets are doing with this story. I don't care. It's just a progressive. I'll be saying the same thing. You can't just say half the country's evil. They're preparing for violence. Rap, you gotta tell them so they don't look it up on their own. All I'm gonna say is, how do I describe it? Yeah, the guy went full Taliban. That's the best way to put it. The guy went full Taliban. It's his own father. It's his own freaking dad. I mean, because he's a federal employee. It's like, are you freaking... I don't care. I don't care what political ideology was. He was insane. He was schizophrenic. He was on something. He should have been sent to an insane asylum years ago. So, again, don't look up the video. YouTube thankfully took it down. Even Twitter's taking it down. It's that bad. But just, I don't care what disagreements you have on politics. Just don't resort to violence. And don't do what the media's doing to blame half the country. If a progressive did the same thing, I wouldn't be saying, you know, oh, these people are, half the country are animals. We have to prepare for it. It's sickening. It absolutely is sickening what the media is doing. They want violence. They want turmoil. Is this confirmed? Yes, it's confirmed. I find it shocking the video took it down. The video took down after 6 hours. Well, they had to confirm it. That was actually real, and yeah. What was their name? I'm not saying it here. No. No one has to watch it. Just, I had to see it. I almost threw up. The story is bad enough. Okay. So, anyways, enough of the freaking sad news. But yeah, just don't resort to violence. Phantom Raider for 2. Hey, Rap, do you personally own guns yourself? Hold on. Hey, Rap, do you personally own guns yourself? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Mainstream media is not better than Lindsey Graham constantly warmongering. Yeah, it's scary. It's the same thing. It's like, wait a minute. You're fear-mongering and preparing for, like, violence? Like, what? I don't get it. Rap, you saw the video? Yes, I did. Yeah. I didn't think they were going to show it. That nut job. He did. But, yeah, I will never forget that. I will never forget seeing that. I'm just glad YouTube took it down. We literally had that guy's post saying he hates Trump. Yeah. Again, just because he says, you know, oh, I'm MAGA or something, it doesn't mean anything. He's clearly ill. He was clearly mentally ill. It doesn't mean anything that he's, oh, I support Trump or whatever. He didn't even support that. Alright, if anyone got any more super chats, any more questions, concerns, whatever, send them now, because I think we're probably going to end the stream here in a little bit. Went through everything I did want to talk about, but man, that That Pennsylvania story is just sad. Well, because your dad is a federal agent. Who freaking cares? Stuff like this where lose faith in society. We literally have, hold on, don't lose your head over this. Who would have been a stronger VP pick for Ramaswamy? What? Who would have been a good VP pick? Ooh. Honestly, it would have been someone like Katie Britt. I know that sounds crazy or cringe, but like, someone like Britt, I think, would fit well with Vivek. Sam Madsen for 5. What happens if Wisconsin Delms win and go crazy in guns? If you try to touch Wisconsin gun owners' guns, yeah, you're gonna see a lot of backlash. You may see you may see like a 20-point swing the next election. Wisconsin, one of those states where don't touch the guns. Listen, you want to see backlash politically, you will get that. I think the algorithm is making people more radical on both sides of the political aisle. Oh, I agree. I think that the media is purposely doing it. They started back in 2012 when they started talking about race again. Remember, no one talked about racism, race war. They never did. From 1990 to 2011, they talked about twice or something. Then it was every day. It was like racism, racism, racism. Right after Occupy Wall Street. Are guns important in Wisconsin? Are they not? Listen. Yeah. It is one of the most pro-gun states in the country. Let's see here. Wisconsin gun ownership percentage. Yeah, only, let's see here. 45% there's a 45% gun ownership rate. And even then, everybody's pro-gun here. So. Just crazy. It's like, yeah, guns are a pretty big issue in Wisconsin. You don't go after people's guns. Trump calls out Swift. Listen. I don't like Swift. I don't like Kelsey, but I hate how they're politicizing this. Jack Posobiec, listen. Stop it, please. There's no grand conspiracy where she may endorse Biden, but there's no grand conspiracy where secretly the NFL is trying to stop Trump by installing Taylor Swift. That's BS. There's no grand conspiracy. She's going to endorse, let's be clear, she will endorse Biden, but it's not going to change anything. People don't know how to be civil with one another. Hear one policy disagreement, well, that person is evil. It's such a brain-dead view of the world. The elites empower the enemy. Yeah. I mean, I try to have civil conversation all the time, but, at some point, there is just pure stupidity. So I will call it out, but I'm willing to listen to people. If you're not being a dumbass about it, yeah. Let's see here. Taylor Swift is overrated, yeah. I hate both sides. I hate the people that worship Taylor Swift, and I hate the people that think it's a grand conspiracy. Just don't talk about it. Who freaking cares? All you gotta do is all you're doing is you're poking the hornet's nest of Swifties. It's not gonna go well. All you can do is hurt yourself. I think Republicans, yeah, they should avoid it. The GP goes after Swift to make backfire them since she's fairly popular. Yeah, I mean, just don't talk about it. Just say it's everyone agrees with it, though. Everyone's sick of Taylor Swift. Just say we are too. So let's shut up about it. That's it. That's all you gotta say and be done with it. Don't make some 7-hour, video essay on why Taylor Swift is a socialist or something. I don't freaking know. Because all you're doing is just giving more credibility to Swift. Sam Madsen for 5. The Wisconsin Democrat Caucus said they'll pass an assault weapons ban if they take control. Good luck. Good luck. It's gonna absolutely backfire if they do that. Warning you. You want voters in Wisconsin to start voting Republican, do that. Go ahead. I think Democrats celebrating Taylor Swift endorsing Biden shows how out of touch and desperate Democrats are for a win for Biden. Yeah. Because Swift people are going to vote Biden anyways if they can even vote. I'm not watching the Super Bowl. I am this year. Go 49ers. Not the Chiefs. No, anyone but the Chiefs. Let's see here. Armstrong retired. Ooh, did he? Looks like it. How does a music star have more influence on Americans than the Pope? Because that's the current state of America. It's sad, but hey. That's how it is now. Everything's corporatized, and again, as a Catholic, I just think the Catholic Church needs to get its act together on this stuff. They're getting better on it, but there is, I think, some kind of like resurgence when it comes to, you know, church attendance. I have noticed it, but I do think that the church is still behind on it. They got to understand this year, 2024, you have to find a way to get these people back to church. I think they're not even trying. It seems like people are getting back to church. I don't know what's happening, but it's every time I go to church now, it's way younger. It's jam-packed. It's not just like 5 old people sitting there. It is absolutely packed. Every time I go to church, it's just filled with younger people. So maybe there's hope. Maybe there is some hope, but I don't know. Don't know. Which I'm fascinated about. Like, there is, I think, some kind of, like, religious resurgence happening. Whether people want to admit it or not, there's a feeling that something's changing. That people are starting to realize, hey, Christ is king. I don't know. Don't know what's happening. Kelly Armstrong is running for North Dakota governor. Yeah, I heard about that. What did you think about the Pope's decision on gay marriage? He didn't change anything. Traditional church do better than modernized one. Yeah, the modern ones just suck. I'm not saying do what frickin' certain churches do. I'm just saying, like, you gotta find a way to get these people out to go to church. That's all I'm saying. I think they're starting to get to that point, but still. DeSantis thinks he's Reagan in 1968. Lose primary to Nixon, win in 80. Yet another similarity to 1968. True. You have to watch out for yeah. There's some, like, quote-unquote Christian pastors. Listen. Some of these people are just flat-out scam artists. Some of them are, like, they have, they're trying to do a good thing. A lot of them are. They think they're doing good stuff, but they're just some that are flat-out scamming people. It's desperate people that are looking for hope or something. There are some sick people that are scamming people. And that's the thing that makes people pissed off at Christianity. You know, it's like, hey, these quote-unquote pastors ran this crypto scam that scammed millions out of us. Yeah, I don't think we could trust them. Sam Madsen for 5. Not even Minnesota Dems pass an assault weapons ban, and you know how insane they are. Yeah. Wisconsin Democrats are a whole different level. For decades, they've been like this. Let's see. Here, I think Maine could be very interesting this cycle. It could. Are you going to see Creed on their tour over the summer? Probably not. As a Protestant, I'm also noticing my church getting more young people. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what's happening. But hopefully that's a sign of something happening. Some kind of resurgence. I don't know. I'm not an expert at this stuff, but hopefully. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below. Subscribe. Share with your friends. Hit that little bell. Follow the social media accounts in the description down below. And of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed.